Right now, someone in your life has scrolled past hundreds of photos today and has not posted a single one of themselves in the years. And you have probably built a theory about why. That theory is very likely wrong, because this behavior splits into two completely different people wearing the exact same silence, and confusing them is the trap almost everyone walks into. Here is the claim that will annoy some of you immediately. Staying off camera is not automatically strength, and it is not automatically fear either. It is one visible behavior hiding two opposite engines underneath, and by the end of this, you will know exactly which engine is running in you. Start with the version people love to romanticize. Psychologists describe something called self-concept clarity, a fairly simple idea once you strip the jargon away. It means a person already knows their own values, their own direction, their own worth, without needing a stranger's approval to confirm it. For someone with that clarity, a photo online was never going to add anything real. Their confidence does not run on a battery charged by likes. It runs on its own internal supply, and that supply does not drain just because nobody commented on a sunset picture. This connects to something else, often called secure self-esteem, which behaves differently from the version most people are used to. Secure self-esteem holds steady, whether the room is clapping or completely silent. The version most feeds are actually built on is closer to contingent self-esteem, worth that rises and falls depending on the number sitting under a post. Someone running on secure self-esteem was never trying to solve an internal question by posting a photo, because that internal question was already answered somewhere else, quietly, offline. There is also a real, well-documented mechanism called social comparison theory, and it explains a specific kind of quiet relief. Every feed is a highlight reel, competing against someone else's ordinary Tuesday, and the math of that comparison is rigged from the start. People who step outside the picture entirely are not always hiding. Some of them have simply noticed the rigged math and refused to keep playing a game with a stacked deck. That is one engine. Here is the other one, and it looks identical from the outside while running on something completely different. Fear of negative evaluation is a real, documented pattern, and it produces the exact same empty profile as quiet confidence does. This version is not calm at all underneath. It is someone bracing for a comment about their face, their weight, their choices, so they remove the target before anyone can aim at it. Silence here is not peace. It is a shield built by someone who expects to be hit. Social anxiety runs a similar circuit from a different angle. It is not about disliking photos. It is about replaying in advance every possible negative reaction a stranger might have and deciding that avoiding the post entirely costs less than living through that imagined reaction even once. Then there is the version shaped by something that already happened. Online harassment, a pile-on, an old photo that got mocked and never really stopped stinging. For this person, the empty profile is not confidence. It is a scar with a very specific shape built after a specific injury, and it deserves to be treated as exactly that, instead of praised as some enlightened detachment from vanity. And one more layer sits underneath several of these categories at once, rarely named directly. Difficulty with one's own body image, where every photo becomes an inspection instead of a memory. Avoiding the camera here is not about the audience at all. It is about not wanting to face the image alone in a quiet room long after everyone else has stopped looking. If you are keeping score, that is two people producing the identical result out of a completely different defense matrix underneath. And the entire strategy of this channel exists to help you stop confusing the two in yourself and in everyone around you. So here is the protocol for telling them apart in real time without needing a therapist's office to do it. Ask the quiet person one direct question, not about photos, but about attention in general. Someone running on clarity answers a question about being seen with a shrug, genuinely unbothered either way. Someone running on fear answers the same question with a flinch, a joke that deflects too quickly, or a subject change that arrives half a second too fast to be casual. The words rarely give it away. The timing does. That is checkmate, delivered without them ever seeing the board. Watch for a second signal, this one even more reliable. Clarity does not need company to hold. It looks the same alone in a room as it does at a party. Fear deploys its calm only when an audience is watching, and the moment nobody is watching, the posture drops half an inch, the shoulders loosen in a way that reveals how much effort the room had actually been costing. None of this is a verdict you hand down about someone else from a distance. It is a mirror you can hold up to yourself first. If your own silence online feels light, unforced, simply uninteresting to you, that is clarity, and it needs no explanation to anyone. If your own silence feels like a held breath, like a door kept shut on purpose, that is not peace. That is protection still doing its job long after the original threat may have already passed, and protection like that deserves attention, not applause. Stop applying one flattering label to every quiet profile you meet, including your own. Some silence is a fortress built on solid ground. Some silence is a wound still bandaged in the dark. Learn to tell which one you are looking at before you decide it is something to admire, and keep that awareness as armor, not as a verdict, the next time someone else's silence tempts you to fill in the blank yourself.